see this happen, but I want to go ahead and be honest with you about it. They were not a perfect fit for our farm, simply because, well, we have way too many predators out there for them to run free. So they have to be in here in the pasture, and they don't really leave the pasture at all. And you know, some people have guineas that leave the pasture and run, you know, across their entire property, but ours don't do that. Ours stay right here in the pasture, and they don't go anywhere, and they just are not a perfect fit for our farm. And there are two reasons. They're not serving a purpose out there catching ticks and bugs and stuff that they should be doing, because I can't put them out there because of the predators that have moved in recently. We have a brand new pack of coyotes that have moved in. They're very vocal. I believe that they are in their breeding season, and they are challenging our dogs. Now, our livestock guardian dogs, Yeti and Sophie and Dixie over there in with the goats, they don't give up. They get aggressive right back. So they've kept them at bay. But y'all see these guineas? Y'all see how they are? So they are very loud. They don't serve a purpose other than I really like them. But here's the problem. Gus, you don't serve a purpose either, dude. You better watch out. I didn't put him on the lake, on the pond today, so here he is. But the guineas, back to the guineas. The guineas are mean to my chickens. They're mean to the turkeys. They're mean to Helen. They're mean to me. They're mean to everything in the pasture. Now, I've heard that guineas make excellent watch animals. But y'all, this is ridiculous. It's enough that I get flogged by Gus every time I come in the pasture. But these guineas are ridiculous. They flog everything. Can y'all see poor Yeti? But these guineas are just mean. So, unfortunately, I am going to rehome them. I have 6 guineas left. I do have a home for them. And I explained to the gentleman when he said he wanted these guineas that they are grown. They are considered grown now because they're almost a year old. And they will not hang around. They will go off into the woods and get eaten by predators. So my only requirement was, I will give you the guineas if that's what you want. But you gotta have a pen to put them in. They have got to have some kind of confinement, a very large chicken yard to roam. And this guy has that. And so we're rehoming those guineas to this gentleman, and he's excited, we're excited. They're going to be going to a great home, and y'all, we're just happy. So there will be no more meanness to my chickens, to the turkeys, to Helen, except for Goldie, of course. I'm afraid Goldie will still be mean to Helen, but Helen and Goldie have a relationship, and I don't think that Helen minds at all. But I do call her a bully. Sophie, Yeti, I appreciate y'all so much for keeping those coyotes away. Y'all should hear Yeti. I'm going to have to come out with the video one night when Yeti's out here and let y'all hear how aggressive he really sounds. Because, y'all, it's amazing. It's amazing how aggressive that he sounds. And he's just a puppy. Ouch. That tongue is rough, y'all. That tongue is so rough. Well, she's letting me know that it's feeding time. So I'm going to feed, and then we're going to go to the greenhouse, and we're going to see what's been happening here. Because I've been gone for a week, and, well, I've not been gone from the farm for a week. I've been gone from you guys for a week. And there's been a lot that has happened here. And I've got a lot to show you guys, but right now, today, it's going to be the greenhouse, what we're doing in there. And then the next video, there's going to be some major changes and something exciting that I want to share with you. Time to go, she said. I want some food. That thing right there is a bully. Now, I haven't said anything about this. She's trying to check me right now to see if I got anything in there. But I want y'all to see what happens when she gets around Helen. That's a bully right there. She has become the biggest diva that you could ever imagine. If I am in this pasture whatsoever near Miss Helen, Miss Diva there, Go-Go, aka Goldie, is going to bully Helen. Now, Helen don't mind. She can't really see her, so she doesn't understand what's going on. She's sneaking back up. Lots of mooing going on in here. I don't know that you can bully them, Goldie. Maybe she can. I don't know. They're a lot bigger than Helen. They might fight back. I don't know why she has started being that way. Helen, you have got slobber all over your sides. That's crazy. Here she comes. Let's see if she bullies. Oh yeah, she's going to bully. She's going to bully. She sounds like Jurassic Park when she's doing it too, y'all. She has this growl she does. I think it's a jealousy thing. I think she thinks she owns me. Over here, Helen. Oh, she can't see y'all, remember. Come over here. Hey, be careful. Be careful with that. Y'all, it's pitiful because there are days when she can't see anything, and today's one of them. She has to listen for me. But in the meantime, if I don't speak, like I was standing over there at the food bowl, if I don't speak, she'll just turn circles until I do. When she catches me or catches my scent, she'll come on over there. But y'all, she really does have a hard time seeing. She's got a little peripheral vision, but she relies mostly on sound, vibrations, and smell. Y'all, look at this. Are you being nosy? Are you trying to see what's in my bowl? I'm going to get you some. You got to move. 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 Can you move? No? You got to move. You're blocking me. Stop, go. She does not wait for me to get out of the stall anymore. She just wants her food. But she'll be mad at me in a minute. Because she wants corn in there. She'll look like, where's the corn? Oh, she had some. Y'all look. Look at this. She's a hot mess. Get out of the feed stall. Get out of the feed stall. Now that everybody out there has been fed, watered, they're all happy except Gus. Gus is never happy. Now it's time to go to the greenhouse. Let's go get a little work done, and I'll show you what's been going on for the last week. It has been a very long week for me. As you know, I had to get all of the black ground cover up. I had to get all the drip tape up. And basically what I've done is taken it up and just rolled it to the front of the greenhouse here. So with that being said, then we had to bring in dirt. And this is what that process looked like. So after we got the dirt in and got it as level as we could, then the next step was making sure that, there were not a lot of extreme dips or nooks and crannies in the dirt that could hold water. So the outside now is lower than the inside of the greenhouse, which means that the water won't run in. There's one spot at the front of the greenhouse over there where I have the shelving unit to house the plant starts that is even with the ground outside, and it does get a little bit wet, but I did open it up further yesterday and all the water kind of ran off down into a ditch. So now today what I have to do now is I'm going to go ahead and lime and fertilize and get the ground cover and the drip tape back down so that when the starts get ready, I will be ready to plant. But I do have to get the lime and the fertilizer watered in for a little bit so that the ground, the soil will be ready. So that's what my plan is for today. Now, it's like I said, it's been a very long week. I have worked on this. I've worked on several things, y'all, but this right here took precedence just about over everything, and it was a much bigger job than what I had expected, only because there were a lot more ground stakes to get up than I had originally thought. But The biggest problem was that it took a lot more soil bringing in here than I thought it was going to take. The area over there that held water that I was so concerned with, that had washed when I first had the greenhouse put here, and it basically washed away everything. That was about, that's a good area that was about 10 inches lower than the rest of the greenhouse. So that took an extreme amount of work. But I'm going to kind of show you what I'm doing in here, but also show you the things that I've gotten done already. So let's get started doing some things. I've got to add a little bit of water to some of the seeds that I've started. I've got to start some more seeds, but right now I'm waiting for those to break ground. And then I'm going to get the ground cover and the drip tape put that back down. Before I get started in the greenhouse here working, I did want to show you what all I do have planted. So just kind of a variety of stuff that I felt like that I could get by with planting right now. And so I'm going to turn the camera around and show you. So these here are, they were freebie seeds. As a thank you from Hoss for ordering, and there were some beets, I believe, and then I planted some cowhorn hot pepper that have not broke ground yet, some of the Gold Rush banana pepper. They have not broke ground yet, but it's still not time. The Greek pepperoncinis, or however you say that, the roulette heatless habanero peppers, and down here, I have calendula that has broke. The Raha cayenne pepper, they are breaking. You can see them here. And of course, the bunching onions here. And they are, they're coming up really good. Over here, I have red snapper tomatoes. Of course, it's not time for them to break ground yet. But I also have some Better Boy hybrid tomatoes, a Better Boy Plus or something to that effect over there that I just needed to plant the seeds because they were extra. So these are the most important right here because these will be my harvest tomatoes, and they are the Hoss red snappers, and there are approximately 100 seeds of those here. So hopefully I can get 100 plants. And then when those get up and I transfer them over to the shelf to sit there and grow for a little bit and get ready to go in the ground, I will have more right behind them that I'm going to plant. So those are right now what I've got going on. I'm so excited about these cayenne peppers here. But right now I've got to get back there because I need to put my I'm not going to come in here with a tractor anymore, so I need to put my bottom wall that I have up that helps protect from wind coming in or whatever. And it just takes me in here with the drill and some pallets that I made with some tarps on it. Just kind of a temporary thing. But, oh, over here, I didn't show you this. Over here, I've made a pallet table. These are my herbs, lemon balm, mullein, and holy basil. I've got them started, but I don't have them on heat mats yet. So I do have some garlic and whatnot in the green stalk over here, but I'll show y'all that later. Right now, I need to get back there because it is supposed to come some storms this weekend, and I do need the greenhouse to be protected from the storms. And then immediately after that, I'm going to start working on the soil and getting the ground cover back down. I have put one row back down. This row is just kind of laying there. I'm going to roll it back up and get it done in here. Well, it is truly amazing what 2 super long pallets can accomplish. Okay, that took less than 5 minutes, y'all. So all I had to do was, I've got these 2 pallets, and I had them there before, so it was easy to just put them back up. But 2 10-foot pallets, and well, they're probably not 10 foot, they're probably like 8 foot each, because there's a couple of feet in the middle. But I have them joined together by tarps. So the only thing I did was put 1 screw in each end. They're joined by tarps, and it's just something for the door to go up against when the wind's blowing, and the tarps reach the ground, so therefore less wind comes in here during thunderstorms and or windy days, and just kind of protects the greenhouse from wind damage and the doors from wind damage. So there we are. I've got that now. Yeah, that impedes the airflow, so I'm probably going to have to turn on a fan in here while I'm working in here, but at least the wind is not ripping and roaring in here and making the plastic sound all crazy right now. It pretty much stopped all the wind flow. So I'm going to turn on a fan now, because I don't want all that wind, but I do need some airflow in here while I'm working, because I'm breaking a sweat. All right, well, that did that. And what I did last time, and I will do it again, but I have an iron pole that I just kind of put in the ground in the middle between these 2, and then zip tied those ends. I know that they've got a tarp holding them, but I need it to be more stable than it is. So I'll put that pole right there that's got a pool noodle on it, and that will just add some stability to these ends of those pallets. They are sitting in dirt, and it does help, but just a little more stability right there. So right now I'm going to work on the soil in here and work on starting to get this ground cover back down, because like I said, it has been a week. I know you guys, I have not made a video in a week, and I just kind of skipped the last video, but I was working that hard to where I just could not stop and film. And, you know, I apologize for that, but sometimes it's just hard work. And then, you know, there were some other things that happened on the farm that I really had to take care of, and to protect the farm. As far as predator packs moving in, I've had to take care of those issues, and it just takes time, y'all. So with that being said, last night they did not show back up, because I had put the fence around 2 miles of property line, and you know, it really helped that situation. So with that being said, I have just been busy. But y'all, if you will, I know that when I look at my analytics, it shows that most of my views come from non-subscribers. So if you'll hit that like and subscribe and notification bell, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you would visit the farm merch site and just take a look at the merch, and if there's something that you think that I should have on there in particular, let me know, because I'm with the help of Jacqueline over at Head Family Farm, who does our merch, the same that does Cog Hill and Tracy at Just Dig It. Y'all, we are designing this from the heart, and I want to put out there what you guys would like as far as merch goes, because that is just how that's just how I support the farm here. And with the videos and the merch site, you know, it just, every little bit counts. So I've got something big coming in the future, in the very near future. Something really big, y'all. And I just, you know, I just want to put out there how much I truly appreciate you guys for watching the videos and supporting the videos. Tony and I just celebrated our 31st anniversary, and we are trying to get to the point where we can spend more time together, because right now all we do is work. I mean, farm life, there are no days off, and we don't get to do the things that a lot of couples get to do. We rarely get to leave the farm. We have the little place, our little getaway on the lake, and y'all, we have visited it like 3 times. That's how bad it is. We want to get to the point where we can go and do some things in the future, and right now we just can't. I don't get to, I mean, you can look at me and tell, I don't get to go shopping like most people do. And even if I did, I can't wear anything nice here on the farm while I'm working. I rarely, I mean, I put on a little bit of makeup, because what old barn don't need painting every now and then. But, you know, if you just dress up every day and you look pretty, you're not farming. We look bad when we farm. You can ask any of my farm friends. We look bad. And if you had seen me yesterday covered in mud, yeah, I didn't show that part, but yeah, I was covered from head to toe in mud and exhausted. And the thought of having to get in the shower to get the mud off of me, I was just fried, died, and laid to the side. I almost could not make it to the shower. I was so tired. But y'all, we are getting it done. We're getting prepared for the summer harvest. By planting, we're starting our seeds. The back fields, y'all, we will show y'all that, but the back fields, we have got several acres back there on the farm here that we are going to be planting. I am going to plant some flowers and some sunflowers, but the big thing is that we are planting corn back there. I want to plant some corn. I want to plant some watermelons and flowers right here, and I'm going to show you that here in the near future, because right here in the bare area beside the greenhouse, I have a request for watermelons and cantaloupes, and that is what I want to do. So we're going to get this site prepared for planting the watermelons, cantaloupes in the middle of a flower garden. And all of that will bring the pollinators inside the greenhouse, because we can lift the sidewalls up and they just come in. I don't have to invite them in. They just come in anyway. Hopefully some of these Asian lady beetles will help out this year. But we are hard at work. I bought a used, very good used, and I'll show you that, planter to go behind. It's a 1-row planter, and it has the seed bin and the fertilized bin, and it will go behind the tractor on the 3-point hitch. And when Tony sent me a picture of it, a friend had it, and he had gotten it on a tractor that he bought. And when Tony sent me the picture, I said, who can I pay? I need that. So we're going to try to plant not only some corn, but I want to plant some soybeans for the deer. And maybe, just maybe, now don't quote me on this, but maybe I might have a peanut patch. Now that's going to be something else. I grew peanuts as a little girl. Loved peanut harvest day. And I love me some boiled peanuts. I love me some roasted peanuts. I love me some dry peanuts and some raw green peanuts. It don't matter. I love peanuts. So I'm thinking about growing peanuts this year. So cat's out of the bag on that one. Now, I'm going to get this done in here, and then I will talk to you here shortly. Could y'all imagine if I had the door up and the wind was blowing and I'm spreading this? Okay. Okay, y'all, I am putting a very, very light coat of this lime down because I have not tested the soil, and I don't want to damage the soil by putting too much before I can test it. And to be honest, I'm just going to go ahead and throw some cow manure down here and get this fertilizer in the ground and just be watering it in, because I need the rest of the time, since I am running behind and I've been just working wide open. I just really need the rest of this time for it to be watering in the ground on a daily watering schedule until I can plant these starts. And then I can just kind of gauge how things are going and accommodate from there. But right now, I just need to get more fertilizer down, put this lime into the small greenhouse so that it don't get wet, and get the ground cover back onto the greenhouse. The starts, I'm going to start some more tomatoes. I'm going to start some, I'm going to plant the peas and the okra, direct sow those. I've got garlic and onions, and I'm probably going to put them strictly into the green stalk. But I'm working hard to get this presentable. And the next video that you see should have some good stuff to show you. This week, it's just the heavy duty work. And Caden and I have been working, my grandson and I have been working, and yesterday my grandson helped me, and it was more work than he and I both could do together. But we got it done, and Tony is, he's at work on his full-time job, and it takes him out of town sometimes, and that leaves me and my helpers to get the job done. And anyway, we got it done, and we're just all exhausted. This is our busy season. It's the busy time of the year. We just basically just need to get it done and get everything planted. So right now, I'm going to get back to this. Hopefully by the next video, you will see all the ground cover and all the drip tape back down and it watering in. But for now, y'all farm on.